Hello, we are at Sharq Forum's conference on coming Middle Eastern architecture, security architecture in the region, and we are here to talk about Gulf security and Gulf region to help us decipher the coming Middle Eastern security architecture. And we are with Jamal Abdullah here, and I want to ask you about this possibility of Middle Eastern security architecture. How would you characterize, or how would you say the Gulf gives us clues about this architecture or the possibilities of this architecture?
Well, thank you very much for inviting. Very interesting question, because actually the Gulf, when we talk about the Gulf, we directly think about the GCC as structure or as organization, or regional organization. And everybody knows that this structure has been built or created in 1981. That's been 36 years ago. And now, after this 3 or even more decades, a lot of things happened and changed in the region. And I would like to say here that since 2015, 2 years ago, the region has been changed a lot, especially when the King Salman arrived to the power in January 2015. So King Salman arrived to the power, but the main interesting thing is that the third generation of King Abdulaziz Al Saud, the creator of Saudi Arabia, have been arrived to the power. And when I speak or talk about the third generation, I mean Prince Mohammed bin Nayef, Crown Prince, and Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Deputy Crown Prince as well. So these two persons, actually, the new leaders, young leaders, arrived to the power, and a lot of things happened in the Saudi Arabia. And then I believe here that the GCC as structure now needs to be also modified. And I will just suggest here that GCC could be extended and could be contain more and more parties. Why not GCC could be GCC +2? And when I say +2, I mean the other 2 countries who are part of this region and who have borders with the Gulf, the Arab Gulf. So Iraq and Iran. The most important also problem here, that is, there's no trust between GCC states, Arab states, and Iran, especially between Saudi Arabia, between Riyadh and Tehran. So the first thing we have to do here to build this kind of trust between both parties, and to do so, I believe that it's very important to start this trust building from a low level, from the researchers or experts, and then they can transfer this trust issues to the high level with the leaders in the region. I should also here mention that the security of the region is not related to the state of Gulf, the countries of the Gulf, the 6 countries, and Iran and Iraq. Other countries, other powers in the region, and even in the world are related or are interested by this region as well, especially like as China, Japan, Russia, India, United States, and even European Union. So this also could be part of this, let me call it forum. We can create a new structure in the region, which could be as forum, and these parties could be part of this forum. Let me come back to Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia, it's the major player in the region, and it's very important now to know how to deal with the conflicts in the region, especially in Iran, in Yemen, and in Syria and Iraq. I think that what's happening now in the region, it's a kind of proxy war, and to stop this, or to stop this war, or to arrive to the to deals, actually, it's very important that Saudi Arabia and Iran sit on the round table and discuss issues, and then they can come with the solutions. It's very important that, you know, Saudi Arabia and even Iran needs a guarant. And before signing the deal between Iran and P5+1, maybe GCC Arab states believe in United States and trust in United States, but now this kind of trust is went actually. So I think that Turkey can play this kind of role, and I'm not saying that Turkey can be as a mediator or to play a role of mediation, but at the same time Turkey can be this kind of trust for two parties, because Turkey has very good relations with GCC Arab states, especially Qatar and Saudi Arabia, and at the same time Turkey also has very good relation with Iran regarding the geopolitical issues.
So instead of creating a new security mechanism, what you're suggesting is in a way to work through GCC and already existing mechanism, and perhaps create a forum out of it or by utilizing it. What I wanted to ask you, if that's correct, of course you can comment more on this, but also I want to ask you, it seems that you see Saudi Arabia here is the key, because it needs to be brought on board to bring about this sort of cooperation, at least in the first place between Saudi Arabia and Iran. I wanted to ask you if bringing in Saudi Arabia will be enough to woo others in the GCC, others who are more at least skeptical of Iran, like perhaps Bahrain. Do you think Saudi Arabia is the key and will help us?
Well, this is also a very important question actually, because a lot of people maybe think that GCC working as a bloc, and it's not true. Actually, we have 6 countries and we have 6 foreign policies. In the same bloc of GCC, we have 3 main groups vis-a-vis Iran. We have the first group, contains Saudi Arabia, UAE and Bahrain, and this group is not ready to start this kind of dialogue or negotiation with Iran. The second group contains actually Kuwait and Qatar, and this group would like to start this kind of negotiation with Iran. And even Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, the Emir of State of Qatar, invited from United Nations in September 2014 and in September 2015, invited the GCC states and Iran to start this kind of dialogue, and even he suggested that Doha, the capital of Qatar, host this kind of dialogue. And the third group, I would like to put just Oman in this group, and you know, Oman has a not good relation or very good relation. Even Oman has an excellent relation with Iran, and Oman actually will be very happy and want and would like to start this kind of dialogue with Iran today before tomorrow. So this is the problem. We don't have actually one leadership in the GCC as bloc. We have 6 states and we have 6 foreign policies. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Jamal Abdullah, for this, I think, useful interview, because we at least covered some other things and we sort of clarified certain things. Thank you very much for giving us this interview.
Thank you.